This is Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man, coming to you live. Not live, but I'm coming to you from Puerto Rico. I wish everybody a wonderful day. I just came on to pay tribute to an old friend of mine who was president of the New York Pipes Club and a great customer of mine. And I can say he was truly a friend of mine, Vernon, who passed away I think 2 days ago. A great man, a guy who was a lawyer. But most important, he was a great friend, customer at De La Concha where I used to work, and he was a great friend of mine. Now that's the only man that flew to Europe, went to St. Claude, and not only that, he's a master. He got some honor from St. Claude for all his work through his lifetime in enhancing pipe smoking. I forgot the name of the club. It's prestigious award. But most of the he bought me from St. Claude a pipe with antler. The stem was made from antler, and he gave that to me as a present, as a birthday present. He was an avid hiker. I used to like the outdoors and go to Yosemite and travel here, travel there. And he did the same thing, but he did most of it in Europe because he had studied in France and studied in Paris and spoke various languages and dealt with international law. He had a great office in New York, and he would come at lunchtime or when he could, and he wasn't traveling, and would spend time with me and would like to hear my stories. And he used to watch me sell pipes, and he knew a lot about pipes. I mean, I think maybe he knew a little bit more than me, but I always came up with something because I knew he was going to come to test me. And he would always say, Miguel, you really know your stuff. I said, I read every book on pipe smoking. Not only that, I've smoked a lot, so I know what brand is good to drink with what. Because I was about to write a book on, it was for cigar smokers, on which cigar is best with what beer. That was the title of it. Which cigar is best with what beer? So I used to smoke 6-7 cigars, taste them a day, because I had to buy the cigars for the company. I was the cigar taster, and somebody else was the pipe. And then I used to mix and make the house blends for De La Concha. Me and the first one who got me started in there was an old friend of mine named Gomez, who used to mix the blends, get the blends, and then mix them and create the pipe blends. And then I began creating and mixing pipe blends for De La Concha and smoking cigars and going to the Marriott Key and representing the company in various places. So I became a tobacconist. The only thing I never really got into was repairing pipes, which is part of being a tobacconist, believe it or not, repairing pipes. I think anyway, to round yourself, you know. But yes, I sold pipes and made pipes. I my own personal pipes, and had a great understanding about the history and the etiquette of pipe smoking, all this great stuff. But Vernon taught me a lot too. Going abroad, especially European manufacturers would bring certain pipes and tell me keep me up to date, what was going on in the pipe world firsthand through Vernon. So we had a great camaraderie, and we were supposed to go hiking 2 or 3 times, but I couldn't get a passport to travel to Europe. Outside of that, he'd come in the shop, always bring me coffee. We, like I said, shoot the shit, talk about things, talk about life. He never liked to talk about politics, but I used to always ask him. He had to deal with legalities, laws, customs, corporations, and things like that. He would let me know what was going on. And he was great at uniting people and great attitude, but he was a serious pipe smoker. Old school like me. He liked old tobacco like me, you know. I'm not sure if it was half and half or Prince Albert. What we had in common was we liked the Scottish blends. And so we were always talking about Scottish blends and Galworth and all these old little small houses, and he was a great guy. Yeah, I used to have a great time talking to him, and he keep me on my toes. So shout out to Vernon, I'm gonna miss you. That's that. Keep smoking. I'm wondering what he's gonna do with his pipe. I like to purchase some of his pipes. He had a great collection. So that being said, in the community section, I put a picture of him competing in Europe and a picture of him at De La Concha with a group with the pipe club. So blessings.